The top focus at this moment, in fact, the Congress is still waiting for the first list of its candidates for Rajasthan. The supporters are waiting, candidates are waiting. 25th is when the elections of Rajasthan are going to take place, ladies and gentlemen, and it's just about a month which is left. What is the reason for this delay? Is it the infighting, the faction war in the Congress party, which is making it very, very difficult for the party to, in fact, come to a consensus? It's not that factionalism is only a phenomena which the Congress is fighting in Rajasthan. The BJP also is a divided house. But for the Congress party, the spotlight once again is on the Chief Minister, Ashok Gehlot, and his frenemy, sometimes friends, then enemy, Sachin Pilot as well. It seemed that the Congress president has been able to, at least for the time being, been able to press some sort of a truce between both these leaders. But come election, everybody is jostling for control, for their influence over tickets. Is that the real reason why the Congress party has not been able to announce their candidates for Rajasthan? Just a short while back, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot addressed a press conference where it was more or less a no-holds-barred press conference, Ashok Gehlot special. But this time, it gets more significance because it was done from the All India Congress office on the Congress Central Command stage. The Chief Minister's message, indirect one though, was very clear. It was for Sachin Pilot. It's better to forgive and forget, and that he is not blocking tickets for any Sachin Pilot supporters when directly asked. However, in the very same press conference, the Chief Minister went on to say that he has no aspirations to become the Chief Minister, but the post, the kursi, doesn't leave him. And it seems it is an indication of Mr. Gehlot more or less announcing that he is going to be the Chief Minister, or at least announcing himself as the Chief Ministerial face. While there is factionalism worry, as far as the Congress is concerned, Ashok Gehlot very aptly and very, he's trying to play on the political buzz, or at least the political factionalism brewing in the Bharatiya Janata Party as well. He spoke about Vasundhara Raje as well in his press conference. Today, Ashok Gehlot said Raje should not be punished by the BJP because of his proximity with the BJP leader. Now remember, Ashok Gehlot a few days back had said that Vasundhara Raje is one of the few leaders in the BJP who is not anti-democracy. Let's just first play out for you what Mr. Chief Minister of Rajasthan said in this very important press conference, and then we'll try and do a deep dive on what it means.
मैं मुख्यमंत्री पद छोड़ना चाहता हूं, पर ये पद मुझे नहीं छोड़ रहा है। अब तो समझ जाओ कितनी हिंदुस्तान में कितने मुख्यमंत्री हिम्मत है तो ये कहे कि मैं पद छोड़ना चाहता हूं, पद मुझे नहीं छोड़ रहा। बताइए दीजिए कितने मुख्यमंत्री है? इतिहास में कभी किसी ने कहा क्या? मैं कह रहा हूं, मैं छोड़ना चाहता हूं, आज ही कह रहा हूं, छोड़ना चाहता हूं, पर ये पद मुझे नहीं छोड़ रहा है और शायद छोड़ेगा भी नहीं।
There is still no, you have gone with a single name with the screening committee. There are a lot of problems in the finalization of candidates. Ultimately, you have been publicly fighting with Sachin Pilot and others. Sachin Pilot wants your supporters not to be given tickets. The other side, Mr. Gehlot is not wanting Sachin Pilot's supporters not to be given. Can you win this election with this kind of fighting that is taking place and public fighting that has carried on? And you said forgive and forget, but you also called somebody a traitor. So how do you go forward with that? आपने गदर का
आप फिर क्वेश्चन कर दिया। मैंने यही तो कहा आपको कि हम सब एकजुट हैं, हम तो एकजुट हैं। जब उनके साथ लोग गए थे, उनके टिकट सब क्लियर हो रहे हैं करीब करीब। उससे बड़ा उदाहरण क्या मैं दे सकता हूँ आपको? एक टिकट पे भी मैंने ऑब्जर्वेशन नहीं किया हो मीटिंग के अंदर, उसे अंदाज कर लीजिए कितनी प्रकार की हमारी कितनी प्यार मोहब्बत आपस के अंदर है। मैं कहना चाहूंगा, मेरे कारण उनको सजा नहीं मिलनी चाहिए। मेरे कारण उनको सजा नहीं मिलनी चाहिए, ये अन्याय होगा उनके साथ में। मेरे मुंह से निकल गया एक मीटिंग के अंदर, क्योंकि वसुंधरा जी के जो फॉलोवर एमएलए थे वो भी लॉबी मिलते हैं हम लोगों से, कहीं मिल जाते हैं, तो उन्होंने उनके मुंह निकल गया होगा भाई हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जो एक्स मुख्यमंत्री है वसुंधरा जी है वो भी इसी विचार किए जो कैलाश जी ने कहा है। इतने मेरे पास इंफॉर्मेशन थी उनकी, मैंने गलती से वो कोट कर दिया धौलपुर के अंदर। मेरी सरकार जब क्राइसिस में थी तब कैलाश मेघवाल जी ने वसुंधरा जी की भावना ये थी। मीडिया में आप देखते हो कि थोड़ा फ्लेवर लग जाता है, आप फ्लेवर लगाना में बड़े, बिना फ्लेवर न्यूज बनती नहीं, आपकी गलती आपकी भी नहीं है, बिना फ्लेवर जो न्यूज बनती नहीं है, और मैं भुगत भी रहा हूँ उस फ्लेवर से।
Right. So, what are the reasons for this delay? At least a few of the reasons that analysts are talking about. There is no consensus yet as far as the current MLAs and ministers are concerned. Because Congress is trying to ebb the anti-incumbency. There are two views that many of them should not be repeated, but Mr. Gehlot wants many of his minister colleagues to be repeated. Meanwhile, the absence of Sachin Pilot in the ticket distribution, remember he was not part of the CEC. He's no longer the part of the CEC, but has his point of view reached the Central Election Committee of the Congress Party? Meanwhile, the High Command, it is said, is not satisfied with the screening process. About 106 names have been given for constituencies where there is just one name, one option which has been given. The Congress Party thinks that there should have been a much better, much exhaustive screening process rather than just one option being presented. Also, the Congress is trying to ensure that the ticket, whenever they name the candidates, that doesn't lead to a large-scale rebellion that could prove a headache for the Congress Party. Let me very quickly go across to my colleagues, Sunil Prabhu, who was at this press conference of Ashok Gehlot, who's joining us at this moment. We also have Harsha Kumari Singh, my colleague, who is in Jaipur, right in the thick of the action in this election-bound state. Sunil, coming to you first, you asked Mr. Gehlot a very pertinent question about both of them trying to ensure that they have more sway as far as the candidates are concerned. But what explains, Sunil, that it's just about a month is left and there is not even a single name that the Congress Party has announced so far?
It's clearly the fact that the Congress High Command, and in this particular case, they really want to have a threadbare discussion with Mr. Ashok Gehlot as well as Mr. Sachin Pilot, and left it to Mr. Karge to really resolve this list and try to find a way forward. They know they are up against something which is quite inevitable in terms of the seats, because as Mr. Ashok Gehlot made it a point today in the press conference, one, to say that they are vikalpaniya, that there is no other option in terms of his supporters who are seeking in terms of MLAs, and really putting a single name in that list for the Congress Election Committee and making it virtually a rubber stamp. And it's in that backdrop that many in the CEC, including some very top senior leaders, including Mrs. Gandhi, asking what about party discipline? What about the fact that there should be various other options to be looked at? No less than the PCC president had said that 30% should be MLAs will not be given tickets. But really, when it went to the CEC, most of the candidates are, they have only removed around 10%, if not less. And it's in that backdrop that a lot of questions being asked, and that's the reason for the delay. Tomorrow, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is in Rajasthan, so they'll wait for that, and then only on the 21st, when the next election committee meets, will they be able to resolve and hopefully announce the list.
Sunil, just stay on with me. Harsha, if I can come to you. Very interesting press conference this. Kursi mujhe chhodti nahi hai, shayad chhodegi bhi nahi. Though last time Vasundhara Raje said, don't take my name, but again, Mr. Gehlot trying to utilize that, some sort of factionalism within the Bharatiya Janata Party. What has been the reaction so far of what is happening in the Congress Party and this press conference in Rajasthan?
Well, the timing of Mr. Ashok Gehlot's statement is very interesting. Right now, Vasundhara Raje herself is not center stage as far as the BJP's power play in Rajasthan is concerned. And there is a certain amount of sympathy for her. people still remember Madam, as they call her, two-time Chief Minister. And a lot of people, her loyalists, are getting their tickets cut. There's been a lot of, a tug of war in the BJP over that, with Mr. Nadda now rushing down to do some firefighting. So clearly, Mr. Ashok Gehlot's statement is timed very strategically. Also, the sympathy factor for Vasundhara Raje, which is underlyingly there, it's addressed to that. And perhaps somewhere he's hoping that that sympathy vote, the vote which would go to Vasundhara Raje, could, as the liberal, progressive sort of face of the BJP, could perhaps translate to him. So I think, when Mr. Ashok Gehlot says something, you have to look at it absolutely from the political point of view, because everything is politically loaded. So yes, definitely, I mean, very well timed as far as that is concerned. And perhaps somewhere he is looking at the that vote bank kind of tilting perhaps in his favor.
Okay, I have one very quick question to both of you. Sunil, coming to you first. Has the Congress leadership forgotten the situation in which Mr. Gehlot put them in when they wanted him to become the party president? He keeps saying that, it was the party decision and I am very sorry, and he expressed his regret in front of Sonia Gandhi as well. But has that all been forgotten? And how is the Congress now doing the balancing act between Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot?
I don't think they have forgotten that, and I think that's the reason for why no less than the Congress, former Congress President Sonia Gandhi asking when she was in charge, how are people who rebelled against the Congress party, Mr. Dariwal, as well as the other two, their seats are really up under, and there's a big bone of contention on that. So it hasn't been sorted out. They also realized that between Sachin Pilot and Mr. Gehlot, they both have to fight together. For whatever, this has been a public spectacle of this infighting that has taken place in the last 4 years. Clearly, time is running out for them. The longer the delay in terms of the list is not going to help the Congress party in any possible way.
Absolutely. BJP has already announced their first list. Harsha, Sachin Pilot also is, very suspiciously or conspicuously, he's not speaking much. He's not said much about what is happening as far as the ticket distribution is concerned. Does that mean he has been given assurances, or is he just in the wait and watch mode?
Yes, actually, you're right. When Sachin Pilot goes silent for very long, it's actually a cause of concern for everybody in Rajasthan. And he's been very quiet ever since he said that he's going to launch that corruption yatra against, in Rajasthan. After that, he's been very silent. So clearly, there seem to have been some kind of an assurances that have been made to him. He's playing his cards very, very carefully. He's also not really, he's working in his constituency talk, definitely. But he's not seen very visibly so in the rest of Rajasthan. He's not out there in every, election rally or out there, meeting candidates like he was very, very visible in the summer. He has gone quite silent. I think his main, strategy seems to be first to get tickets for as many supporters as possible. And like Sunil Prabhu said, it's fait accompli. They have to fight this election together, whether they like it or not. And it's really up to the high command to put the threads together, and just make sure that it doesn't unravel, at least before the elections.
Harsha, Sunil, thank you so much for joining us with such deep insights in what is happening as far as the Congress party is concerned in the state. Very crucial election of the state of Rajasthan. Tushar Gupta, senior editor of Swarajya magazine, is also joining us at this moment. Tushar, how do you see and analyze this delay as far as the Congress party is concerned with the ticket distribution? It more or less looks the same way that the Bharatiya Janata Party went in Karnataka. Even till the last day of nomination, there were some tickets which were being distributed.
Look, Ankit, there are two ways to look at this. One locally, one from a centre point of view. We look at the local aspect first. Ashok Gehlot, within his clever play of words, is telling the Congress in Delhi who the boss really is. If the strategists, the candidates they are sort of banking on, which have been endorsed by Congress in Delhi, are being rejected by Ashok Gehlot, it's very clear that Ashok Gehlot wants to communicate to Delhi that he is the boss in Rajasthan. It's him who has got the Congress in such a power position in Rajasthan. And if at all the Congress is going to sort of upset the trend of the swing state that Rajasthan is, it's going to be only after Ashok Gehlot's thinking and choices.
Okay.
So I think that reason is of that delay. But having said that, it seems for some futile reason, and I would like to emphasize on the word futile, Congress in Delhi wants to exercise some sort of control over the selection of candidates in Rajasthan.
Okay.
They want the multiple names for one seat. They wanted potential candidates for one seat and then to make the selection. But they also need to understand that it's Ashok Gehlot in 2018 who got them there. In 2019, Rahul Gandhi's charm did not work for the Lok Sabha elections. So I wouldn't understand as an outsider, as someone who follows BJP closely, why would you sort of have this infighting at that moment? About Sachin Pilot, look, we all know who the boss really is. If Sachin Pilot had to lead a rebellion by now, he would have done that.
But Tushar, like you said, maybe Rahul Gandhi's charm didn't work, but Mr. Gehlot could not even save the seat for his own son. So it's not that in the Modi tsunami, Mr. Gehlot was able to do something special, at least in Madhya Pradesh. Kamal Nath ensured that his son becomes an MP. So the fact also remains that Mr. Gehlot also knows history and the riwaz of Rajasthan this time is against him. He will have to work with Sachin Pilot and the central leadership if the Congress party has any chance.
Precisely more the reason for the Congress in Delhi, for the Congress leadership in Delhi to trust Ashok Gehlot's instance rather than some poll strategist. Why do you want to sort of upset that one single person who can guarantee you victory? Ankit, if you go back to 2022 and 2021 rather, that's the mistake Congress made in Punjab.
Yeah.
Captain Amrinder Singh would have delivered them a victory, but then they started making all sorts of changes with Navjot Singh Sidhu coming in, then Charanjit Singh Channi coming in, and eventually the captain threw in his resignation. Now, of course, we are too close to an election for a resignation to happen. But again, this infighting is somewhat unexplainable as to why you...
Very quickly, sorry, Tushar, because you also follow and closely watch the Bharatiya Janata Party. It's not that all is well as far as the BJP is concerned. By all means, the BJP, of course, is possibly ahead, but the Congress has played the catch-up game very, very prominently in the last few weeks. Of course, the ticket distribution will also have a huge impact, but at this moment, it's in a divided house where Ashok Gehlot once again plays smartly. He's a smart political player. Names Vasundhara Raje, knowing that this is going to cause further discord. How do you see that playing out?
Look, the BJP obviously has the advantage of history. They might have the momentum as some pollsters claim, but I don't believe that the BJP will like to take it for granted. On the ground, if there is a sympathetic sentiment towards Vasundhara Raje, there is no way they can discard that. And if they are going to go ahead with the release of the candidates and then there is some sort of a rebellion with respect to Vasundhara Raje, I think the BJP wouldn't want to be seen indulging in firefighting just when the momentum is working for them, not against them. And of course, Ashok Gehlot has thrown in the political spanner. He sort of tried to cause some chaos in the opposition camp. But at this moment, I still believe both the parties have a lot to figure out. I wouldn't still call it a very possible landslide victory for either of the parties. It's a close election. And therefore, both the parties need to trust the local candidates, the local sentiment about whatever plan nationally.
That's a very important point that you are making, that Rajasthan, which always sees a revolving door of politics, if it's a close election, eventually it will be about the people on the ground, the faces who matter to the people of Rajasthan, because this is not a presidential, general election. It is about the chief minister's post. Thank you so much, Tushar, for joining us.